Atkinson connects the dots and reveals something truly disturbing on Strzok'S insurance policy, by Amy Moreno for truthfeednews.com. Remember the Trump insurance policy? We first heard about some sort of insurance policy designed just in case President Trump took office from anti-Trump FBI official Peter Strzok. Strzok texted briefly about the insurance policy to his mistress. Add former FBI and now investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson connects the dots in a brilliant report. From the Hill, let's begin in the realm of the fanciful. Assume for the sake of argument that powerful, connected people in the intelligence community and in politics worried that a wild card Trump presidency, unlike another Clinton or Bush, might expose a decade plus of questionable practices, disrupt long-established money channels, reveal secret machinations that could arguably land some people in prison. What exactly might an insurance policy against Donald Trump look like? He would have to be marginalized at every turn. Strategies would encompass politics, the courts, opposition research, and the media. He'd have to become mired in lawsuits, distracted by allegations, riddled with calls for impeachment, hounded by investigations. His election must be portrayed as the illegitimate result of a criminal or un-American conspiracy. To accomplish this, bad actors in the intel community could step up use of surveillance tools as weapons to look for dirt on Trump before his inauguration. They could rely on dubious political opposition research to secretly argue for wiretaps, plant one or more spies in the Trump campaign, then leak to the press a mix of true and false stories to create a sense of chaos. Once Trump is in office, a good insurance policy would call for neutralizing the advisors seen as most threatening, including his attorney general. The resigning FBI director could privately send the implicit message that as long as Trump minds his own business, he won't be named as a target. When the president asked the FBI director to lift the cloud and tell the public their president isn't under investigation, the FBI director could demur and allow a storm of innuendo to build, which exactly is what Comey did. Idle chatter benefits the plot. There would be rampant media leaks, both true and false, but none of them would benefit Trump. All would be well unless the president removes the FBI director. Then a rider on the insurance policy would kick in. After months of assuring Trump he's not under investigation, he must now become a focus to keep him away from the Justice Department and the FBI. Once an investigation opens, all of Trump's attempts to affect policy or to dig into allegations against the intelligence community could be portrayed as obstruction of justice. How to open an investigation after all these months? Appoint a special counsel. Easy to get the right one with Trump's attorney general out of the way. How to get public and congressional support for a special counsel? Through a partnership between the fired FBI director and the media. He could secretly leak to the New York Times anti-Trump versions of memos he wrote, inventing the pretext for a special counsel probe. The chosen special counsel should be an insider with his own legacy to protect. Anti-Trump FBI officials who secretly vowed to stop Trump could be assigned to the investigation. As crazy as it all sounds, it becomes slightly more plausible when we examine the record and find self-described conspiracies to develop insurance policies. On August 15, 2016, after FBI counterespionage chief Peter Strzok and his FBI girlfriend Lisa Page met with Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, Strzok texted Page that they couldn't take the risk of Trump getting elected without having an insurance policy in place. Another figure, Benjamin Witz, chose the same phrase. In October of 2016 in his Lawfare blog, Witz wrote, "What if Trump wins? We need an insurance policy against the unthinkable. Donald Trump's actually winning the presidency." As it happens, Witz has acknowledged being a good friend of fired FBI Director James Comey. It's not hard to imagine that the two men share some beliefs and even discuss some of the issues involved. In fact, Witz spoke to a New York Times reporter about Comey's interactions with President Trump right after Robert Mueller's appointment as special counsel. So, in his 2016 blog post, Witz wrote that his version of an insurance policy against Trump would rely on a coalition of all Democratic forces to challenge and obstruct Trump, using the courts as a tool and Congress as a partner or tool. He even mentioned impeachment 2 weeks before Trump was elected. If this far-fetched idea of an insurance policy were actually true, it also could include tactics memorialized in a memo written in 2009 by a Democratic strategist working at the time for the liberal smear group Media Matters. It described how to fight a well-funded presidential-style campaign to discredit and embarrass targets. Private eyes would probe into their personal lives. Courts would be used for lawsuits. Massive demonstrations would be organized. Michael Moore would make a negative documentary, and a team of trackers would stake out targets and events. Opposition research would be collected. The target would be attacked on social media, yard signs posted in their neighborhoods, and a mole placed inside their organization. So this was written in 2009 by Media Matters. That's very interesting. Everything that has been taking place. If there really were an insurance policy against Trump, it might include having ex-Intel officials getting hired at national news outlets where they'd monitor and influence news organizations and be invited to give a daily spin on controversies surrounding their own actions. Figures such as former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former Comey aide Josh Campbell, and others could get hired by CNN. Former CIA Director John Brennan and ex-Mueller/Comey aide Chuck Rosenberg could get hired by NBC and MSNBC. But all that would never really happen, or if it did, it's downright silly to think of it as a part of an organized insurance policy. Wow. This explains the whole scenario. But I do think the insurance policy was the dossier, but it is also what they're saying. I can get it that that's an insurance policy to take down a sitting president by any means necessary. Absolutely. Very nicely done. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.